Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I just realized now it is 10:20 at night and I was starting to film this vlog today. I did not make an intro for it, so welcome to that. Pardon the lighting, like I said, it is 10:20, so we are working with what we have. This week I'm doing another installment of my finishing series I'm in the middle of. I feel like there's a couple that I've only read the first or second book of I really need to catch up on. So we're doing this in attempts to try to get my series list down a little bit or make progress on them. If you guys can see, I am doing this kind of in tandem with a challenge I'm doing on TikTok where it's reading 5,000 pages in 14 days. So this first week is going to be whatever page numbers I have to read for that challenge. But more so in this vlog, I'm just focusing on the books I'm reading and which ones I'm picking up. So to start off, I literally just started reading Hothouse Flower, which is the fifth book, I believe, in the Addicted series. It's Reich and Daisy's book. I'm currently 18 pages in, but the prologue was great. That was very interesting. I'm very intrigued to see Reich and Daisy's book, especially because there was that age gap that still existed in the last book. So if we're gonna do a time skip in this one or how this is gonna work out, but that's my book for tonight. For the challenge, I think I'm reading 200 pages for today, so I'll probably get close to halfway. So I'll have more concrete thoughts on this book tomorrow morning. As you can tell, I'm already tired, but good night. Hello friends, it is actually Wednesday night now that I'm talking to you. It's about 8:13 at night. So I'm now 58% of the way through a Hothouse Flower. And let me just say, my opinions have slightly changed on Daisy and Reich. I was very anti them before because obviously their age gap wasn't giving me good vibes, all that stuff. That age gap is no longer a legal issue, so that's good. The thing with these books that I will say is the Addicted series is not a literary masterpiece. Do not go into these books expecting don't say sexy. It's kind of like watching imagine watching really trashy reality TV but with found family. Does that make sense? I'm reading most of the stuff, I'm this is ridiculous. This is kind of like Gossip Girl, but more. Does that make sense? Some of the stuff I read in these books, I'm there ain't no way. There just ain't no way. However, they're fun and they're just bingeable. I think this book 5 now? I think it's book 5 of the series. It's the first Reich and Daisy book. And I'm enjoying this. I will see the series on to the end, but already this the twist kind of took in the last book I wasn't the biggest fan of. I guess so you can say the setting of the last book and what they were doing in the last book was my favorite. This one I'm liking a little bit more. It's more fun, but yeah, that's where we are with that. I didn't update yesterday because I was originally gonna do that challenge I was talking about on TikTok. Started on Monday, ended up starting it on Tuesday. I actually didn't really read a lot on Monday, so I gave it an extra day. So still with that challenge, I have 130 pages left to read for the day still, which I can definitely do easily. And that'll get me almost done this book. Not fully, but pretty close. I'm not sure I'm starting tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Daisy Hates, maybe? We'll see. Also, I don't know why. I must have just gotten mixed up in my phone. For some reason, I thought Love Unwritten came out yesterday on June 11th. It's much the 25th, or whatever it is, 2 weeks from now. But for some reason, I thought it came out this week. And I was oh, it's perfect. I can read it in this vlog. No, I can't. It doesn't exist yet. Well, if you have an arc, it does. And I don't. Get away with this. Finish this tonight and give you more thoughts tomorrow. Alright friends, I just finished Hothouse Flower and I had to form some thoughts on it. I literally just finished it. One thing I will say about this reading slump right now, it's kind of pretty discouraging, is that I'm finding that when I finish a book, I'm not oh my gosh, that was a 5-star, oh my gosh, that was a 3-star. I don't really have it's not it's oh, it's whatever, but I'm not oh, I'm really reflecting on it right away. Does that make sense to anybody else? It's almost I'm not caring. I am, but almost I'm not caring. That makes sense? But I will say I liked the storyline that this one followed more than the storyline of Kiss the Sky. I'm loving the found family that we're cementing in this series. I forget what book comes next actually. I forget if we go back now to a Lillian Lowe POV for you have more Frozen Connor, Daisy and Reich. I forget which how it happens. But over halfway through the series now, I'm really enjoying it. I'd say it's probably a 4-ish star, somewhere in there if I had to guess. I am terrified because I think the book I'm going to dive into next is Daisy Hates. For those of you who don't know, I read Magnolia Parks and rated it like a 4, I think it was a 4 or 4.5 stars. I rated that book. And that was the last book I read before I got into my reading slump. Not technically, but clearly what happened was I read that book and it was super fast paced, super bingeable. I really enjoyed it, and I tried going into a like super high fantasy that was really slow paced, and it just destroyed me when I tried reading it. And I've been reading stuff ever since then. So going back to Magnolia Parks universe kind of scares me because it's something like it was a great book, but it was like that's what last book right before I slumped out. Does it make sense? That fear I have. Nobody else. I'm still doing the challenge on TikTok I told you guys about where I'm reading like the 5,000 pages in 14 days. So I do have about like 150 pages left for today. So we'll get a good chunk of the way into this. Maybe I'll have some thoughts when we touch base, because yeah, I'll pretty much get like this far in tonight, which is good. And I'll pretty much almost finish it tomorrow with the pages that I have to read again. So if we finish by Friday, I'll pick up something else, which we're gonna pick up yet, but we'll see. But that's where we're at. I'm terrified to read this, but I'm also very excited. From what I've understood, you can actually kind of tandem read this Magnolia Parks, because apparently it's Magnolia Parks, the same things that happen in that book, but from Daisy's POV. That might be wrong. I'm tired. We'll see. I have to make dinner too. My pillows are just gonna be here because they're just gonna be in the way, and that's fine. In terms of reading today, I haven't done a lot of reading today. I have the 250 I have to read today, and it is almost 11 o'clock at night. Listen. It was a double day today. I worked from 8 a.m. to 9:45, so a little rough, but I'm doing what I can. But on that note, I am 187 pages into Daisy Hates, so let's go for some thoughts. I'm enjoying it, but I'm kind of getting the same. I think it might be like Magnolia Parks. For Magnolia Parks, I like throughout most of the book, I was like, oh, it's all right. Like, it's kind of frustrating. This one honestly isn't as frustrating as that one so far, but I'm like reading Magnolia Parks. I was like obsessed with it until probably like the last like 50 pages or so, and then I realized like how deeply I actually cared when I was finding all these stuff out, and that is what stuck with me, the ending. Not really the majority of the first book, and so that might be like this one where I'm not like wowed currently, but if by the end I could be like, okay, I've heard you're either a Magnolia or a Daisy girl, so I'm excited to see what I am, but we'll see. We're gonna go turn for this video after this because I wasn't sure what I was gonna read after this, like what book I was gonna reach for, and I just realized Frida McFadden released a new book for The Housemaid. Why? Like, I'll still read it. No, it was a third book, and I'm like, let's see what else we can come up with here. So I actually might just read that. It's like a quick bingeable thriller. I feel like we have to get through it really fast. And I'll probably finish the video off with that, I guess. I've read 3 books. By the time, like, for my TikTok challenge, I have to read up until, like, about here. So I only have a little bit, I read all this tonight. That's too much. I only have a little bit left, but then I'll probably finish this tomorrow, and then probably start and finish, or start and almost finish The Housemaid as well, so we'll see. I never like share quotes in books I'm reading, but this just literally took me out and I have to share it with you. I already shared how in like the first book she referenced the Black Eyed Peas like 4 times on one page, and we want to chuck the book across the room. To describe his soul feeling crushed, she writes, "You know those videos on TikTok of that hydraulic press squashing everything you could ever possibly imagine being squashed? I'm every single thing in every video that you've ever made. Every ball, every water bottle, every lolly, every cake, every candle. I'm all of them flattened." The drama, get out. I feel like this angle is not it. But we're sticking with it. It is now Saturday morning. I don't have a bookmark in to show you, but I have like just under 100 pages left of Magnolia Parks. I believed I read my pages for yesterday, and I shared a little bit more. I think I went to 408. No, I think I went to 412. So I read 13 extra pages yesterday, and I have 300 to read today for that challenge. And I have decided today I'm going to read The Housemaid is Watching, that new 3rd book in the Housemaid series. I'm going to read that.
Basically because my boyfriend has a football game today and their home field's like half an hour away and I have to be there 2 hours early. So I'm gonna be in that car just chilling for 2 hours till the game starts. So I have lots of like reading time. I'm just gonna go on my Kindle and read, but we've been having a chill Saturday morning until now. It's already 12:40. I haven't read yet, but I have done a little bit of editing on a video I want to post tomorrow. I'm just gonna do editing, planning maybe some filming, making film today or tomorrow, and some reading. So let's go. Alright friends, we have some updates because last night I finished Daisy Hates and got over halfway through The Housemaid is Watching. So on Daisy Hates, I do think I am a Daisy girl. I do think I like the plot this one just a little bit more. I liked how there was more to it than the toxic relationship, I guess you can say. Magnolia and BJ was very much just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This one there's like additional layers in it with like obviously like what her brother Julian does, and the whole ending I thought was really, really good. I was kind of really thrown off for a second, like something that happened near the end of the book. I was like, what'd she just do? It was a choice, not one that I would make myself personally, but we love a selfless queen, so cool. So I do think I enjoyed this book more than Magnolia Parks. I would say this is probably like a 4.25, I'd say. I read these really fast. I'm not sure what it is, but I read these so fast, and I think it maybe also like the little text message breaks they have every once in a while. Didn't even have that many of these in here, to be honest, though. But I'm a big fan of these. I did wait a very long time to read this one, but I do think now Magnolia Parks, A Long Way Home will be read very, very shortly. Moving into The Housemaid is Watching. Here, how far am I? I'm 65% of the way through. I read 233 pages of this yesterday, and there's like 130 left. I will say, one thing about Freida McFadden is that you have to just kind of go in and be like, will everything make sense? No. No. Get you with her plot twists, yes, but almost because they don't really make sense all the time. This one I wouldn't say that's really the case. Like, it makes sense so far with what I'm seeing, but I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen or what road we're going to take here. This one is set, I think it said like 20 years after the second Housemaid book. I think that's what it says. It's like way in the future. And I'm really enjoying it. I can't say anything about spoiling anything, but pretty much is like she's kind of left that life behind her. She's now like moving into this house, all this stuff, and then obviously her past might come creeping back, as you can probably assume. But I'm liking it. These books are kind of just more like mindless, fun, bingeable reads that like you don't want to put too much thought into. If you think about it too much, it won't make sense anymore because it doesn't make sense to begin with, but it's a good time. So I'm gonna finish this today. I think this is probably where this video will end off. So it'll be 3 books, so like it's pretty good. Got 3 read. And then we're doing that challenge on TikTok still. So the challenge for today is 300 pages again. I haven't started reading yet, but I will definitely read this and then probably another book, or start another book at least. So we'll see where the day takes me, but yeah. Friends, so my parents actually got home from work after a very, very hot day outside. It is still like 38 to 40 degrees where I live, so we are doing great. Here's the thing, I'm filming so many videos right now, if I'm being honest, and I thoroughly remember filming this outro, and I went to go edit this last night so I could post it today. Nowhere to be found. Not sure if I accidentally deleted it, or if I didn't actually film it and made it up in my head. Both are very real possibilities with me because I am a mess. But I did finish The Housemaid's Secret, and honestly I'm kind of torn because I've heard like a lot of people have reviewed this book, like haven't really enjoyed it, and I actually was kind of the opposite, where I think I liked it more than the first, less than the second, I would say. Everybody raved about that first book. I don't know what it was. That first book did not do it for me. That plot twist, I was like, this is just weird. Like, this isn't creepy, this is just weird. I didn't like it personally. Then the second book, I actually loved. I read that on a plane, and I like binged it to my entire flight, and I finished it in like 2 hours, I think, and I was done, and I was obsessed with that one. I thought that one was really, really well done. And then this one, I liked it. I didn't see the plot twist coming. I saw like where she's going with it. Kind of same thing where the plot was a little bit weird. It was a little weird in there, but I think all Freida McFadden's books are a little bit weird, and you just like know that going in. But more than the first, less than the second. I think it was like a 4-ish star. But so we read 2 more books to continue on series, and we finished off a series because I think Freida McFadden said this is definitely the last Housemaid book. So we did pretty good this week. I think my reading slump was like officially gone pretty much. Like yesterday I still didn't want to read, and so I didn't. I only read like a chapter, but like I'm not slumped anymore, I'd say. But as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. I'm also on TikTok, Angel's Book Corner, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.